Tests have always made me nervous, even since I was 4 years old. Before becoming an official pre-K student at Academy of the Sacred Heart, I was required to take a test. One of the assessment questions included, "What does your mom do?" I was so nervous that I answered, "I can't remember, I forgot." Now, what makes this really funny is that my mom was a teacher at the primary school at the time. How could I have forgotten such an important and relevant fact? I also refused to show the evaluator I could walk across the room on my toes. I was a dancer and spent many hours of my childhood twirling around the house, so walking on my toes should have been the easiest part of the test. My mom shared the story with me recently for the first time, and it is proof that the growth opportunities Sacred Heart provides its students are undeniably worth the sacrifice. Since the age of 4, I have faced many more intimidating situations than being asked to walk on my toes. As a result of being allowed to take risks without the fear of making mistakes within my supportive Sacred Heart education, I have gained important self-knowledge that has made me an empathetic and self-assured leader. Sacred Heart provides its students chances to stretch themselves throughout their lifetime. One of the things I love most about our school is its mission based on the goals and criteria, which unifies people around the world. In 4th grade, we visited the school in Chicago, and in 6th grade, the school in St. Louis. It was not until my student exchange to the school in Nova Scotia, Canada, my sophomore year, that I realized the significance of this mission-based connection. Although I only attended the school in Canada for 2 weeks, it quickly felt like a second home to me, a feeling I have only ever felt here at Sacred Heart. The warmth and love of learning found within the worldwide Sacred Heart network has reminded me that my Sacred Heart education is one of the greatest gifts my parents could ever give me. From talking on a microphone at the kindergarten Christmas show, to singing at liturgies in lower school, to presenting our middle school science fair projects, to participating in weekly community service throughout upper school. Sacred Heart has always felt like a place of opportunity to me, a place where Goal 5 thrives. Goal 5 emphasizes personal growth in an atmosphere of wise freedom, and has become especially important to me over the past 14 years, as I have realized I have a responsibility to do the right thing. And if the right thing somehow becomes difficult, I can draw from the Sacred Heart experiences that have strengthened my perseverance. I have also grown to appreciate Sacred Heart's emphasis on reflection. The faculty has fostered this in every aspect of our education: physics lab experiments, halftime pep talks in PE, ethics discussions in advisory, project term journaling. Because my classmates and I have continually been given the chance to pause and look back on our accomplishments or shortcomings, we have learned how to maximize our growth in future challenges. Sacred Heart certainly nurtures students' intellect and curiosity within its walls, but I have developed a particular gratitude for the amount of doors my Sacred Heart education has opened. Many of the students here, like myself, have taken advantage of these out-of-school opportunities because we realize how fortunate we are to have access to them. Membership in community service groups and leadership development workshops have allowed us to hone our interpersonal skills as we step onto our college campuses toward our future careers. I also attribute much of the growth I have experienced in my willingness to use my voice to my Sacred Heart education. As I have matured as a student, I raise my hand, I offer my thoughts during discussions, and I advocate for my learning. My classmates can probably attest to this, as I have spoken up far more times in class this year than I ever have before. When we face difficult decisions, we no longer depend solely on our parents or teachers to tell us what to do. Although we often wish we could rely on those we trust to make the hard choices for us, we have learned how to process our options and the consequences they bear. It is so fulfilling to look back on how my class has flourished. Every obstacle we have faced has taught us to seek out the resources we need and have faith in our success. No matter how long our time at Sacred Heart has lasted, these years have helped my classmates develop into the young women of faith and confidence we are today. Throughout our Sacred Heart education, we have learned how to walk on our toes, to do the things that seem scary, because most of the time, those are the things that make us learn something.